Hi, and welcome to this little vlog of mine about awareness, like a conscious consuming awareness about how to go about when you pay for things in your world and living, when you pay for things as of your daily life. Because there is a mechanism or a way to be aware of paying for things and shopping things and paying for things and paying money, electronic or in cash, and to establish a awareness, and from that also rising consciousness within how money is transferred, currency is moved, how it all operates, the energies and the transactions, and from the scam of banking and so on and so forth, how to spot that out from being in that bank, being that at the purchasing, being in the supermarket, paying for gasoline, or you're paying for whatever groceries or shoes or clothing, etc. Either electronic or on computer or with card or with cash. Because when you are in a supermarket and you're buying groceries, you're buying some vegetables and some bread and some coffee, for instance, vegetables, bread, and coffee. When you come to the box where you pay with the lady perhaps behind the counter, and you're going to pay for your groceries, in that moment, when you're face to face with this person and she says, yeah, that'll be $28.95 or some number, you put in your card, and in that moment when you put in your card and you're about to press the code on the digital marker, you think about, okay, I buy an avocado, tomatoes, and a bread and a coffee. Bread and coffee. You are aware of you buying the tomatoes, the avocado, the bread, and the coffee. In that moment when the transaction goes on. In that moment when the money flow is created, currency flow is created like an energy field. In that moment, you are aware that this money that you pay for these groceries is directly linked to that farmer, that baker, that coffee producer, that whatever. It is a directly link. There's nothing in between you and that coffee producer, that farmer, that whatever you're paying for. There's a direct link between it because you are aware that I am paying for the tomatoes, the bread, and the coffee. And in that awareness, there's a direct link as of energy or awareness, if you like, between you, the consumer, with you holding the money, and the farmer or the designer or the service institution that you're paying your money to. When you pay that money, there's this direct link, like a direct flow of currency. There is a direct linear, if you like, flow of money from you paying that, pressing that code with your card, and then taking the receipt and going home with the groceries. There's a direct link between you and the farmer, to put it that way, that has harvested these goods that you're paying for. When we see that there occurs in this, when I am aware of this, and I use this awareness to create this link between me and the farmer. Whenever there occurs like fraud or theft or scam, like we see with institutions or banking run their schemes on whatever market or whatever they want to influence, or wherever they operate within the stock exchange, which is really a death exchange of trading one depth or death for another depth or death. It's a world of depth as we know it. So whenever these institutions, these bankers and institutions are running their scam through international corporations and lawyers and so on and so forth, there occurs a consciousness is risen. a consciousness is risen, and from that rise of consciousness, those bankers who scam and lie and steal, that's what they really do at the stock exchange and at institutions. That is what they do, but they maybe not aware of it all of them. But that is what banking really is. It is a death-based system. So when we have this linear link between me and the farmer with the tomatoes or the coffee or the baker with the bread, when I have the direct link between two of us, whenever a banker comes in to try to steal some money from that link, the banker can see on the screen that there goes money, here goes money from this card in this supermarket to this place, and then go in to scam it or to milk that the transaction sort of, which is going on. Then consciousness is risen because there was a line there. There is a line between me as a consumer and the farmer or the baker or whatever is groceries or clothing or whatever I'm paying for. There's a direct link between me and the origins of what I'm buying. There is a currency, there's transaction, there's a flow between me and the item, the consumer goods or whatever I'm buying. So whenever somebody comes in and says, I want to try to milk this system and skim it for money and take some of this money, so the farmer ends up having less money, or the price goes up for this consumer goods, or whatever happens that makes this world turn into chaos and war like we see is going on. So whenever that banker or that bully or whatever you want to call that person sitting behind that keyboard wants to take some of this money that he sees falling in front of his nose, then consciousness is risen and consequence occurs. Then that banker or that institution or that whatever institution that is taking the money and milking and running a casino game on institutions and on farmers and consumers, the consciousness is risen and he or she will stand responsible for what he or she did within that finance house or banking house. I hope you can see how clear this really is. There's a link between me and the farmer or the baker or the fisherman or the bricklayer or the carpenter or the plumber or the kindergarten or the electricity company or the phone company, whatever company you're paying money to. Be aware of what you're paying for in that moment when you pay for it. In that moment, if you have awareness of I'm paying for this and that and this, code enter. When you're aware of that, there is a direct line created between you and the institution, the phone company or the electricity company, the plumber or the farmer or the fisherman or the baker, whatever you're paying for. There's creating a flow. There is a flow created between you as the holder of money paying for this and the receiver. And when something occurs, that the banker comes in and says, I want some of this money, I'm just going to press here, percentage there, come dot there, and 0, 0, 0, 0, and then milk the system and scan the system. Consciousness is risen because you, sitting in front of your computer or paying for things, you're at the supermarket paying for groceries with your card, you pay cash somewhere, whatever you do, you have awareness, I'm buying the apples, I'm buying the bananas, and the milk, and the peanuts, and the orange juice. You have that awareness that I'm buying this and that and that. Here you go, 29 whatever dollars or money you're paying with. With that awareness of how to consume really, how to pay, how the actual transference of money goes on when you pay for something, that awareness can change this world. Thank you very much for listening. Have a jolly nice day.